Hello, this is Maria from visasinportugal.com. Today I'm going to tell you all about European long-term status, legal status. So if this is information you like, hit subscribe, say you love it, and we go from there. Because I have your back, I'm going to tell you all about the information for you to live happily in Europe or in Portugal, if that's something you want to do. Okay, so today, what is European long-term legal status? The European long-term legal status, it's a kind of a residency permit, okay? A permanent one. So if you live in Portugal for 2 years in your temporary residency, you have renewed it for another 3 years, you've got 5 years of residency permit in Portugal. You are going to ask me, Maria, what's next? Well, you can either do permanent residency in Portugal, or you can do European long-term status that you also apply in IMA, the same agency that you would apply for a permanent residency in Portugal. Or you can do both. So you can either do permanent residency in Portugal, long-term in Europe, or you do both. I would do both. Why? If one of those are not considered, if for some reason you lose access to one, you have the other, right? Now, what does the European long-term status says? It says that if you are a citizen of a country outside of Europe that has been living in one of the countries of Europe for more than 5 years legally, you can apply for this status, this long-term European status. What does it give you? Well, it allows you to live in any country of Europe, work, study, just enjoy the country if that's something you want to do. Okay, with that status. Okay, now what you are going to ask me, Maria, what is that difference from permanent residency? That's a video I'm going to do next to this one. I'll tell you all about the difference between permanent residency and European long-term legal status. Today it's all about European legal status. So if you are living in any country of Europe, in this case Portugal, you did the 2 years temporary residence, then you renew for another 3 years. At the end of those 3 years, you can apply with IMA to an European long-term status, legal status. Now, we have a document called Diretiva 2003/109/CE from Europe that was approved in November of 23, the 25th of November of 23. In that document explains all about the rules, how can you obtain the European long-term visa status. And why isn't this talked about? Well, they tried to change these rules. They tried to diminish the 5 years to 3. They tried to diminish the obligations when you apply. But the representatives of every country in Europe didn't see eye to eye, so it stays as it is. What are the rules? What are the requirements? You have to show that you have means of subsistence. You can subsist on your own in any country of Europe without needing the help of the government. That's one. And you ask me, Maria, then what's the means of subsistence? Is it the same as a minimum wage in Portugal? No. Why? Because this is a visa status that you are considered to spend time in Europe, to work in Europe, to live in Europe. So you need to have at least the highest minimum wage of a country in Europe should be the one that you have monthly in order to live, to have means of subsistence, to show that you have means of subsistence. That's one. You need to show health care. You need to have insurance, healthcare insurance. If you are ill when you are living in Europe, you need to have that insurance. You need to show a criminal background check. You cannot be condemned to a penalty that goes of 1 year to 5 years of jail, so at least it needs to be less than 1 year. If you were convicted for a penalty of less than 1 year, you can apply if that's registered in your criminal background check. But be aware that sometimes in your country of origin, if time has passed since you had that conviction, you can ask them to withdraw that conviction to deregistered in your criminal background check, okay? This is something that we can also help here at visasinportugal.com. We do that a lot. So criminal background check, healthcare, show that you've been living in a country of Europe for 5 years legally, 5 years at least. Either Portugal, 2 years temporary residency plus 3 years when you renew it, Spain, France, any country of Europe. You need to show that you have a place to stay, that you had a rental contract, that you own, or that you own a property in one of the countries of Europe. You have a long, in this case, if you say, Maria, I'm living in Portugal and I'm going to apply for this European long-term visa status from Portugal, where should I apply? In IMA. So if you are going to apply in IMA, the immigration agency in Portugal, you have to show that you have all these requirements from Portugal, from a Portuguese entity. So, healthcare provided by an insurance in Portugal, criminal background check from your country of origin and from Portugal as well, right? Means of subsistence, that you have enough means to subsist on your own, right? You need to show that you have paid your contributions to Social Security in Portugal, to the tax office. You need to show that you have been legally in the country without having any court issues pending. If it's pending, you need to have a statement saying so, right? So all of these requirements are the minimum for you to apply for this IMA. And then the director of IMA is the one that's going to consider or not this European long-term visa for you. Another requirement that is super, super important, if you are applying from Portugal, you need to show an A2 Portuguese certificate that shows that you know how to speak Portuguese, as Portugal being one of the countries of Europe. So, if this is something you want to do the European long-term visa status, where are you going to apply? With IMA, the immigration agency in Portugal. You are going to show the top requirements as an A2 language certificate, criminal background check, health insurance, that you have means of subsistence, that you have a place to live in Portugal, that you have your contributions in day for Social Security tax authorities, right? You are going to apply from within IMA. You can book an appointment or go there in person to any IMA agency. You would wait for them to reply to you, and you will renew these visa status at the portal within IMA. Okay? Now, is this better for you? Which one is better? Is it the permanent residency in a country of Europe, in this case in Portugal, or is it better to have an European long-term visa status? First, one has nothing to do with the other. One is a status, the other one is a residency, but I will explain all about it in my next video. So if this is information you like and you want to see more, say you like it, hit subscribe, and we go from there. Thank you. See you soon.